All right, now it's time to say happy birthday and give them a happy anniversary salute, right?
Yeah.
All right, happy 1 year anniversary to Wayne and Lisa Mallett of Dalton. This wish comes from the love of their families. We hope you have a memorable day together.
And happy 26th birthday to Savannah Garrison of Dayton. This wish comes from your Aunt Shannon. She says she loves you and hopes you have a wonderful day.
And we want to send a happy 21st birthday to Luke Wilson of Georgetown, Tennessee. This comes from your mama, Amanda. She says, you're a big-hearted, fun, and loving, handsome young man. Your family loves you and is so proud of you.
Happy 14th birthday to John Good, an 8th grader at Red Bank Middle School. This wish comes from his mom and dad, who says he enjoys martial arts and video gaming with his buddies in his free time. They write that you are such a thoughtful, courteous, and humble young man, and you have a bright future ahead of you.
And last but certainly not least, happy birthday to David Kinsey of Ringgold, who's turning 12 today. This wish comes from your friends and family. They hope you have an amazing day. And guess what, David? You are our Bojangles winner of the day. Congratulations. We'll be sending you a little birthday treat in the mail. Now, if you want to celebrate someone's special day, make sure you send in your salute at least 1 week in advance to salutes at local3news.com. Please don't forget to include your phone number and address. If you're gearing up for church this morning, do you secretly wish you could be attending a cowboy church? Well, the legendary Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo isn't just about livestock and competition. For some people, it's a religious experience. Noel Walker has the story.
Around these parts, they call this stock show weather.
Good morning.
There is refuge from the cold in these seats.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Morning.
Just follow the arrows.
Good to see y'all.
We've actually never been to a cowboy church before.
What a friend we have in Jesus.
This is Sunday service at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo.
And you can be seated. The cowboy church has to do with just a cultural approach to ministry.
That means dressed in their Sunday best looks a little different.
We don't usually wear hats in our church. It's not like it's a rule or anything. Don't really think God cares if you wear a cowboy hat or not.
I'm so glad to have you in church today, especially as cold as it is.
Pastor Russ Weaver has been delivering stock show sermons for 2 decades.
And what does that mean?
Parishioners who come here are often far from home,
Yeah,
and yet right at home.
we actually feel like our culture adds dimensions to everybody else's way of looking at the Bible. As you look at it, the children of Israel, they called them shepherds, but they took care of cattle. They took care of sheep. They had horses. They were Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo people.
People who spend their time around mangers and beds of hay. Sound familiar?
I love the whole thing about where Jesus was born. There's a sense of responsibility that comes with this. I want to give them stuff that will be life-changing. Pray that God will help us to make a difference in this world.
I think that'll be pretty fun to go to church with my cowboy hat on and my cowboy boots.
Yeah.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
is Local 3 News, Weekend Today.
Welcome back, and thank you for starting your morning with us on Local 3 News Weekend Today. I'm Xavier Harris. We're going to get you out the door this Sunday morning. Our meteorologist, Audrey Shirley, is on standby to give us a first look. Audrey, I know it's cold out there, but we also have some rain on the way today, right?
We do. Starting in the early evening hours, we'll have some scattered rain showers on the way. More widespread rain will start to go across the Tennessee Valley at around 11 p.m. Eastern time. So as of right now, we are in the clear of rain, of course, because that's not going to come until later. We do have clouds though for this morning, so we won't have as much sunshine once that sun does rise this morning as we did yesterday, unfortunately. Now it's currently 28 degrees in Chattanooga, 34 in Altamont, 29 in Scottsboro, 22 in Blue Ridge. Definitely a very frigid start to the morning, but the wind chill is very little to none like we experienced yesterday. As we head into the rest of the morning hours, of course, it is going to warm up slowly and it'll reach about 49 degrees for today's high. So you can definitely expect to at least grab that winter coat for the morning time. So 49 for the high. We do have some showers in the evening time. We're expecting anywhere between even a quarter to even a third of an inch of rainfall by the end of Monday morning, because these showers are going to last until around 11 a.m. to noon. That's when those will taper off on Monday. And then after that, the rest of Monday will be rain free, but we will receive a decent amount for sure, which we desperately need because there is still a drought across the Tennessee Valley. In fact, even within portions of Dayton, some portions of Bledsoe County, you guys still have that extreme drought. And we also have a moderate drought within portions of Chattanooga, portions of Alabama too, severe drought within Sequatchie, Grundy County, and even McMinn County. So we're going to, of course, every time this does update every single Thursday. So of course, by this Thursday, we'll see if there has been any improvement after this rain event, which it hopefully will help at least just a little bit. But I'll be talking more about the complete forecast and what that timeline will look like coming up soon. Xavier?
All right, thanks so much, Audrey. Well, if you're ready for tax season, look no further. The IRS will begin accepting 2024 federal tax returns on Monday. That's tomorrow. The deadline to file will be April 15th. But it may be different if you live or do business in a federally declared disaster area. In fact, due to Helene, all taxpayers in Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, and parts of Tennessee have an extension until May 1st. The IRS is opening its direct file program in 25 states, including right here in Tennessee. It allows eligible filers to file their taxes directly with the IRS for free. So if you're a Tennessee resident and your gross income is $79,000 or less, you qualify for the IRS free direct file pilot program that you can access through their website. And one restaurant almost failed their inspection this week. Paul Shaheen has more in Restaurant Report Card.
A Cleveland, Tennessee restaurant nearly failed its inspection when the inspector found raw food on the buffet line. Yoki Buffet on Paul Huff Parkway scored a 70. The inspector said uncovered raw chicken was being stored over raw steak and raw shrimp. Seaweed used for sushi was stored in a way it could have been contaminated by customers in the restaurant. An employee was seen not washing their hands after using raw egg and handling clean plated foods. The inspector found raw shrimp, chicken, steak, and imitation crab on the buffet line at the wrong temperatures. Chicken and egg rolls, cooked more than a week before the inspection, were still in use at the restaurant. Pork wontons that were made 2 days prior had not been date marked. Again, a 70 though is not a failing score, but it's close. We also want to celebrate the good this week, so congratulations to Kadkiria Leon in Chatsworth, Gadzooks in Hickson, and Cesario's Pizzeria in Rossville on your perfect scores. Remember, if you have a question about a restaurant, hotel, pool, or gym, call your local health department, and as always, enjoy your meals.
Well, President Donald Trump fired the inspector generals from more than a dozen federal agencies Friday night. Inspector generals serve as independent watchdogs within agencies who investigate and disclose fraud and waste. The firings paved the way for Trump to install his own picks overseeing the agencies. However, they have also prompted concerns from Republican senators. Federal law states the White House must give Congress a 30 days notice before an inspector general is fired. Senate Judiciary Chairman Chuck Grassley and Majority Leader John Thune have both said Congress was not given that notice or any explanation from the White House. The Senate also voted to confirm Kristi Noem as Secretary of Homeland Security. The final vote was 59-34. She has served as governor of South Dakota since 2019 and is a former 4-term Congresswoman. The long-time Trump ally will now be in charge of an agency that will play a central role in President Trump's promised immigration crackdown. She called border security a top priority during her confirmation hearing. And the National Institute of Health is already feeling the effects of the Trump administration's communications pause. The directive issued Tuesday pauses the institute's purchasing power. That means scientists can't get supplies they need for ongoing clinical trials at the on-campus hospital. Researchers have been unable to order test tubes as well as important components. However, NIH employees were allegedly told that essential requests can proceed and will be reviewed daily. It's still unclear if the communication moratorium was intended to affect purchasing supplies for NIH research. Well, immigrants' communities face fear and uncertainty as President Trump's deportation plans take shape. Gene Sullivan reports on the latest arrest and what some local leaders are saying about Trump's plan for mass deportation of undocumented immigrants.
Drastic changes in immigration policy being felt on both sides of the U.S.-Mexico border.
Difícil, duro, como
it was very hard, and it's even harder seeing how this hope for light was extinguished. Migrants like Jocelyn Enriquez stranded in Mexico after the immigration processing app known as CBP-1 was shut down this week as part of President Donald Trump's initiative to crack down on immigration.
We have to have legal immigration.
In Mexico, shelters are being built to house Mexican deportees. On the other side of the border, in San Diego, hundreds of National Guard and military troops ordered to be stationed near the border as Trump calls for mass deportations.
We are seeing many more people that are worried about what this means for them, whether their rights will be trampled upon.
There were more than 8 million migrant encounters nationwide under former President Joe Biden, according to the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability. As the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency ramps up arrests in several cities across the country, the Justice Department sending out a memo threatening to prosecute state and local officials who resist federal immigration crackdown. In Newark, New Jersey Thursday, federal agents detained multiple people suspected of being in the country illegally at a local business. The mayor pushing back.
A lot of store owners are afraid their workers won't come. And what these folks don't understand is this is going to hurt our economy.
The Trump administration praising law enforcement's action this week, with the White House press secretary tweeting Friday that deportation flights have begun and warning if you enter illegally, you will face severe consequences. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Time now is 6:42, and when we come back, President Trump is set to sign the first bill of his new administration named after a slain Georgia nursing student whose name was a rallying cry during his presidential campaign. Welcome back. The U.S. House passed the Laken Riley Act this week. The immigrant detention bill requires the Department of Homeland Security to detain undocumented migrants who are charged with certain crimes, including theft and burglary. It was named after Laken Riley, a college student who was killed in Georgia last year by Jose Ibarra, an undocumented migrant from Venezuela. He was convicted and sentenced to life without parole.
On this vote, the yeas are 263 and the nays are 156. The bill passed. And without objection, the motion to reconsider laid on the table.
Now that bill passed the Senate earlier this week and now heads to the desk of the president. In North Carolina, Republicans want to throw out ballots from Helene damaged areas. They're also challenging a few thousand overseas ballots. In all, 65,000 votes are being challenged, partially due to missing information from registration forms. It's all in an effort by Republicans to overturn a North Carolina Supreme Court election. Democratic Justice Allison Riggs won by just 734 votes over Republican Jefferson Griffin. There have been 2 recounts so far by state election officials with no evidence of voter fraud.
Coming up, I'll be talking about the next big thing we can be expecting weather-wise, so stay tuned. Happy Sunday morning, everybody. It is another bitter cold start to the day, so you'll want to grab a winter coat on the way out. Won't need it all day long. It will warm up to about 49 degrees for the high today in Chattanooga. And temperatures are also going to warm up starting in the middle of this week. We'll be talking about the next big thing we can also be expecting starting tomorrow evening. Within the past few hours, we've just had mostly cloudy skies. That's what's going to continue to happen throughout the day. It'll just continue to be mostly cloudy. And it's currently 23 in Cleveland, 31 degrees in Altamont, 30 in Scottsboro. So below freezing everywhere for this morning. In higher elevations, it's going to be even colder. So keep that in mind as you're headed out the door for this morning. Our next rain chance. That is the next big thing we're going to be focusing on, and that is going to be this evening. We desperately need the rain because there is still that drought in effect. Now for the morning time and the afternoon hours, we'll be good to go. Starting in the early evening, that's when we could see a few pop-up showers occur across the Tennessee Valley, and then that more widespread rain is going to occur around 11 p.m. Eastern time and head throughout the area. So everywhere is expected to see at least a little bit of rainfall within our viewing area. Again, more widespread rain will continue, and as we head into Monday morning, still going to be a bit slick on the road, so make sure to continue to use extra caution if you have a late night commute Sunday night or early morning commute Monday morning. Now for our northern communities in the far northern Cumberland Plateau, you guys could get a little bit of a mixture of snow. However, this is expected to melt with the rain, and it's not supposed to freeze on impact or anything because the air temperature is going to be high enough to where that won't happen. So the snow won't be an additional threat. Just looking at slick roads overall across the Tennessee Valley. As we head into, again, Monday morning, those showers are going to continue to taper off slowly. And then around noon, they will be out of the way and we'll be good to go for the rest of Monday. Clouds will also continue to be on the decrease, so we'll get a little bit of sunshine once this rain moves out of the way as well. Now, we could receive anywhere between 1/4 of an inch to even 1/3 of an inch of rainfall by the end of Monday morning. Of course, this is going to help again with the drought that we're still in. It is currently 28 degrees in Chattanooga. And of course, as we head into the rest of the day, it'll warm up to about 49. And then those chances for some rain showers are really going to start to bump up around 11 p.m. Eastern time, headed into the overnight hours and into Monday morning. So today's high, like I said, 49 degrees for the high. And we're looking at 49 in Cleveland, 45 in Altamont, 46 degrees in Fort Payne, 52 in Calhoun. As we head into this evening, for Chattanooga, we'll actually be above freezing, which is good. 38 degrees for the low. Again, those showers will begin, or the widespread showers will begin at around 11 p.m. Other areas will be below freezing. So with this, we're not expecting any freezing rain. However, if we have any leftover rain from this evening into Monday morning, it could start to freeze a little bit, but it is going to most likely melt as we head into the morning hours for Monday because the air temperature is going to be above freezing in the morning time. As we head into tomorrow, again, 49 degrees for the high again too. And we'll have those showers taper off at around noon, and clouds will continue to decrease throughout the day. Throughout the rest of this week, temperatures are going to increase. We'll be at 62 degrees for Wednesday, and then we'll still be in the 50s for the rest of the week and even 60 degrees on Saturday. Xavier?
So thanks so much, Audrey. Well, if you're looking to get out of the house today, here are a few things happening around the Tennessee Valley. This afternoon at the Barking Legs Theater, enjoy a smooth jazz jam LD by Adam Stone and the House Band. This monthly jazz jam happens every last Sunday of the month starting at 1. Beginners, jazz players, they can join before doors open, while from 2 to 4, more experienced players will jam with a designated band leader. Now, there is no fee or payment for participation. Listeners are more than welcome with a suggested $5 cover at the door. Beverages will be available for purchase. New year, new bracelet. From 2 to 6 at the Almanac Supply Company. Make your own crystal bracelet. This cozy and creative self-care Sunday event is perfect. It's a perfect setting into intention, bracing, creativity, and making something beautiful for yourself or for your friend. At $25 per bracelet, you'll be able to pick from a variety of crystal beads and string them yourself. There's no fee to participate. And lastly, learn how to sew a reusable shopping bag at the Knot and Needle in Red Bank. If you're wanting to be more environmentally friendly this year, this is a good opportunity. You'll be able to dive into the art of sewing during this class from 6 to 8. You'll go from uncut pieces of fabric to a finished bag. Not only will you learn the fundamentals of using a sewing machine, but you'll also learn the basic stitching techniques. Tickets are only $55. You can find more details and information on all of these events and more listed on our website's community calendar at local3news.com. And coming up next on Local 3 News Weekend Today, as we approach 7 o'clock, Audrey's going to give us a quick look at your forecast.
Alrighty, everybody. So like I've mentioned, we will be having some scattered showers starting in the early evening hours. Those will last until the noon or till 12 p.m. on Monday. 49 for both the high today and tomorrow, and then those lows will be below freezing, at least for Chattanooga, as we head into Tuesday morning. So any leftover rain that we have that hadn't already evaporated from Monday morning, it could potentially freeze, so we will keep an eye out on that. No freezing rain is expected. The main difference is freezing rain. It freezes on impact, but that's not going to be the case this time. But temperatures are going to warm up to even the 60s for Wednesday. Isn't that exciting?
This is just a whole, like, temperature popcorn, like, just weird. You just never know what you're going to get when you wake up. Just grab everything when you wake up for the rest of this week. Get you a coat, get you a jacket, get you a boat if you need it. It might rain that much. But there's so much more to come. Join us for another full hour of news, sports, and weather right here after the break.